On March 1, 1932, Charles Lindbergh Jr., the first child of Charles and Anne Lindbergh, was kidnapped from his home. 2 years later, an arrest was made. The circumstances surrounding the trial in which German immigrant carpenter Bruno Richard Hauptmann was convicted of unaliving still leaves many wondering if justice was carried out, inspiring conspiracy theories that have haunted this case since the beginning. On June 22, 1930, Anne's 24th birthday, the Lindberghs welcomed their first child, a son they named Charles Augustus Lindbergh Jr., or Charlie. Almost immediately, requests for photographs came in from the press and admiration flowed from the public. During this time, the Lindberghs were building a house in a remote area near the town of Hopewell, New Jersey. On the night of March 1, 1932, the baby was stolen from his crib in a second-floor bedroom, while both Lindberghs and several staff were elsewhere in the house. A ransom note, a broken ladder propped against the outside wall, and other clues were discovered. The Hopewell house was turned into the headquarters of a police investigation, and over the next few weeks numerous letters and tips poured in. Through go-betweens, the Lindberghs paid $50,000 in ransom to a man claiming to have information about the baby. When Lindbergh went to where the baby was said to be held, it turned out to be a hoax. 10 weeks after the kidnapping, on May 12th, the body of a toddler was found in the woods near the Lindbergh home. Charles Lindbergh identified the body as that of his son, who had apparently been unalived the night he was taken. With no suspects and no leads, the case went cold. But 2 years later, one of the ransom bills surfaced, leading investigators to indict Bruno Richard Hauptmann, a German immigrant, on charges of extortion and unaliving in the first degree. Hauptmann pleaded not guilty. Hauptmann's trial began in January 1935 and quickly became a media circus. Both Charles and Anne Lindbergh took the stand as witnesses, as did the ransom go-between, John F. Condon, known as Jaffe. Condon identified Hauptmann as the man to whom he paid the ransom. Other crucial testimony came from a wood scientist who examined the ladder and concluded that parts of it matched pieces of lumber from Hauptmann's attic. 3 weeks into the trial, a visibly nervous Hauptmann took the stand. Though he admitted to lying to the police, he continued to profess his innocence. The jury found Hauptmann guilty of unaliving in the first degree, and he was sentenced to be unalived by electrocution. On April 3, 1936, Bruno Richard Hauptmann was unalived at the state prison in Trenton, New Jersey.
The Lindbergh kidnapping case led the U.S. Congress to pass the Federal Kidnapping Act, also known as the Lindbergh Law. This act made kidnapping a federal offense and allowed federal investigators the authority to pursue kidnappers across state jurisdictions. The public fascination with the Lindbergh kidnapping case continues to this day, with many books, movies, documentaries, and websites devoted to a wide spectrum of conspiracy theories and alternate readings of the evidence in the trial's conclusions.